have to search for many websites. Instead, AI finds it for you and makes the work easier. Research work.
Research के हिसाब से. Any other examples?
Build some solutions over it.
You building some solutions over it. Okay, wonderful. So जो आज के हमारे दो speakers हैं, they come with a lot of experience building AI companies and being entrepreneurs for the longest times in their journeys. They will break down today's topics in very simple aspects for you. They have a lot of knowledge that you can definitely tap into through Q&A going forward. But as we begin, I would first welcome both of them. Mr. Ramakrishnan, he is the co-founder of Immverse AI. He's also been my mentor since several years, almost a decade, and I've been glad to be part of this journey in a very small capacity. So super happy to host him today from this, and I would request Anita Rao ma'am to please welcome him. So Rama sir comes with a experience building companies, exiting them, supporting entrepreneurs. He's been a mentor, advisor to many of us in our journeys as well. And now he's back in his builder and founder mode with Immverse AI. So and we'll share some experiences with you. Then we have Mr. Pratik Rajurkar. He's the co-founder of Polymath AI. Polymath AI has been working at the intersection of enterprise business use cases. He has a background in education, has worked at international forums as well, and has been building this AI company now out of Nagpur and serving national and global clients at an enterprise level from here. So, and also a very good friend. So super happy to again host you. Thank you. I'd request Deepak to please welcome Pratik. So again, a young voice of AI from our city, and he is going to break down some very interesting tools and solutions around marketing that are available in the market today. And to kickstart our session this evening, I'd request Anita Rao ma'am, our chairperson for the VI Entrepreneurship Forum, to please share some words and begin our session today.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Entrepreneurship Forum of VIA, I welcome all of you for this very special program on AI. We are extremely fortunate to have two experts with us in the field of AI. And since Abhijit has spoken a lot of things about them, I will not like to repeat them. Actually, I am extremely grateful, especially to Rama sir, that he has come all the way from Delhi. He has reached just today, and again he has to go back tomorrow. So only for this entrepreneurship program he has come. So I think both of them, they deserve a big round of applause. So in their most simplistic way, even though they are experts in this field, they are going to explain a lot of things in a very simple way so that all of us are able to understand it. So what I understand from them is, they are going to speak on something like, how to improve your business process, your business strategy, then how to drive meaningful change in business. All these things are going to be covered by them, and Pratik is going to speak on the marketing aspect. So very excited to hear all this. Actually, AI is all Greek and Latin for me, and I'm actually feeling like Alice in Wonderland today. I hope at the end of the session, I'll become an enlightened being as far as AI is concerned. So without further, in fact, I was telling Rama sir before this start of this program that he should have been in Davos. He should have been addressing the world leaders, and that way we are very fortunate that instead of world leaders, he is going to address the Entrepreneurship Forum. So thank you very much, sir, again. So without further ado, I request Abhijit to continue with the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And I think I know you all have been waiting for the session, so I'll take the moment to ask Rama sir to come forward and begin with our first part of the session today. That's AI powered business transformation. Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good to be here, good to catch up with all fellow entrepreneurs. Excited to be here because I was just telling Anita ma'am that some 18, 20 years back, I used to come. Of course, it's a different BIA now, much more, classy and eloquent in terms of the interiors. But I used to sit in one of those chairs, listen, understand. A lot of good friends, Abhijit, Anita ma'am, Rajesh, right? We've studied together, right? And obviously, I've felt Deepak, I know for a long time. Prakash ji sitting on the last row, right? And so many of you I would have met maybe here, elsewhere, other organizations. Very excited to be here because when you meet people, not AI, right? You get that energy, right? How many hours would you end up spending with the machine? What I'm trying to do today is looking at the audience little, go in that pace, and then take you to the whole journey of AI. So when we talk about AI, just take 4 or 5 minutes to set the tone, and then we go to specific in terms of where we need to focus as entrepreneurs. So one of the biggest challenge of humanity a million years ago was the Africans in the dark continent trying to tame the fire, jungle fire. They rubbed 2 stones and bingo, it was a fire, right? That was the biggest moment of the humanity. How do you tame the jungle fire? Some 300 years ago, what happened? You had the invention of electricity, not invention, but obviously use cases of electricity, and then steam engine and all of that. But what happened with this invention of electricity and steam engine coupled together? You had large industries set up on the top of it. And I'm coming to a very specific point for entrepreneurs with this slide. You had companies like Boeing, Ford Motors, General Electric, Siemens, which were built because of electricity, which were built because of steam engine. And then computers, Charles Babbage, and then internet in the 1990s. With internet, you had companies built on the top of it, like Google, Apple, and they became trillion-dollar companies, right? Each of them is a trillion-dollar company. Google, a $4 trillion company. Apple, close to $4 trillion. How much is $1 trillion? 90 lakh crore. 90 lakh crore is 1 trillion. There are $4 trillion companies. Our GDP is close to $4.5 trillion. So with the advent of a technology like internet, World Wide Web, you had trillion-dollar companies getting built. And then you had the generative AI wave coming with ChatGPT, right? AI was already there 50 years ago, right? But with generative AI, we'll spend a minute on understanding that also. You had a different kind of technology, right? Which often is called the fifth industrial revolution. Today we are calling it the fifth industrial revolution. I'm just trying to set a tone and then we go to specifics because I see a lot of new faces, students also. So it sets a narrative in terms of where we are. So if AI was already there, suddenly what happened? AI has seen couple of winters. You understand? उसमें भी recession आ चुका है. AI में there were 2 large recessions. They're called winters, right? AI winter that happened because people were investing in the AI in the 1950s with people like Alan Turing, John McCarthy, the founders say, right? Founders of Alan Turing test and all. But there were no takers for it. Can you imagine? And now everyone from Panwala to the Prime Minister talking about AI, right? Not just our Prime Minister, all over the world, Davos, he mentioned. So what suddenly happened and why everyone is talking about AI? Why everyone does not want to miss the bus? It is because today And when I say today, 3 years back, people came up with generative AI, right? A large language model, a new model, which can predict the next token. What's a token? It's a word, it's an image, it's a voice, it's a video, it's anything. And that can be predicted. And that prediction capability was with humans. You can predict what is going to happen next. Suppose if you hear thunder, you will predict that it's going to rain. Right? If the lights are going to go up, you're going to predict something. I want a cup of अगर ये time है तो chai or a coffee. You're not going to say beer. Right? If you're in Australia, you may say beer. I want not cup, I want beer. So it was predicting the next token. And the world, the way it is going, and I come from simple words to where it is going. You can now have a conversation with this prediction with anything. What does it mean? It doesn't just mean ChatGPT. What if I tell you that there is advanced research happening where you can have a conversation with each and every cell in your body? Okay. You have an AI model which can have a conversation with your arteries, your cells, your building blocks in your body. What? Without an intervention, I can talk to the cell and understand the condition of the cell. What if I can go there? I try to, give you a broader picture and then specific tools, maybe business transformation tools. Imagine the power of having a conversation, not just writing essays and blogs and posts, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter posts. What if you can have a conversation with your body itself, which has been the largest mysterious thing in the world, which you've not understood? What if you can upload and download your brain? What if I can download the brain of Albert Einstein and upload it? All these are in the realm of possibility, and all of this is happening, right? I thought with this, I sort of set the tone, having understood. So therefore, this is one of the largest technological shift. How large? It is said that it is 5 times of the earlier technologies, at least internet included, steam engine included, electricity included. It is all pervasive. Anything that you can think about, you can reimagine the AI. So as entrepreneurs, if you're solving some problem, we should reimagine that with AI. That itself is a business idea. If I were to give a mantra, what should I do with AI? I do not understand AI. So what should I do? Your existing business, what you can reimagine with AI is one powerful way of looking at it. So couple of large companies like McKinsey, BCG have put a number to it. It's going to be $15 trillion of opportunity. How much is $15 trillion? 3 times of India. Is AI alone, right? So we should not miss that bus. 3x faster in decision making, 40-50% cut in the operational cost, right? Any questions here before we get into some of the tools? We can make it more interactive, right? I mean, happy to have some Q&A here. Anyone wants to, because the first few slides were setting the tone. Please ask any question. I mean, feel free. जैसे आप ChatGPT को पूछने बिना सोचे समझे. No sense. Anyone wants to contribute also, share, give any ज्ञान. इसके बात कर.
हाँ, tools और थोड़ा IoT and AI का differentiation कुछ हो सकता होगा.
Correct. So IoT is more of a hardware thing, Internet of Things. And IoT revolution, of course, we've been hearing about 7-8 years back, a decade in that range. IoT, in simple words, is how do you build intelligence in everything? Let's say I walk in and the AC figures out that I'm sweating. Then it starts. Right? How do you build intelligence in anything, Internet of Things? So it was Internet linked. Of course, there was a lot of prediction also in that. There was AI in that. See, actually AI उसमें भी था पहले. अभी glamorous हो गया अभी. AI was not always there, right? When you have an intelligent system, when you walk in and then, it senses and the lights get on, right? In a 5-star hotel or the AC starts, right? So Internet of Things was always there with an intelligence because it used to predict. AI used to predict prediction. You do a past trend and extrapolate that. कैसे इंडियन इकोनॉमी पिछले 5 साल में मोदी राज में 6% ग्रो हुआ तो it's just a prediction, right? So you use AI for those kind of prediction. You use AI for predicting healthcare. आपका कैंसर इस रेट में बढ़ा तो फ्यूचर में क्या बढ़ेगा, right? So that is also AI. That's a predictive AI. Now we have entered the age of generative AI. Okay? But yes, just to put context back to AI, so IoT had AI, and AI means intelligence in everything. You may call it intelligence of everything, just to change the name today, but it was Internet of Things. So when this generative AI came in, people started reimagining all the workflows. Engineers को workflow बोलते हैं, pipeline बोलते हैं. And how many engineers by the way here? Oh wow, good number of engineers. So how many entrepreneurs? Entrepreneur engineer भी है. So I'm not getting into the Venn diagram. How many entrepreneur engineers? But good. So we understand this. So what is a workflow? What is a pipeline? Initial, and I'll be very rudimentary in explaining everything, right? Because if you understand the first principles, and that's what my goal would be today. So a set of input and output, and there's something that happens in it, right? That's called a workflow. आपने input कुछ दिया, output कुछ लिया. You have to think about AI in everything. Input के बाद में क्या क्या हो रहा है, हर step में what AI can you implement, right? That is what these tools are doing. All of these tools are doing the same thing. So how do you do it? You can do it through some AI model, which is called a large language model. But now you have small language models also. Small tools, right? Call it AI tools, right? Which you're automating with some intelligence, right? With some process. Because today everyone is building with this AI. You're predicting the next thing, right? In the pipeline. And we have done a very interesting thing with this AI thing on the manuscript side. That is not the goal of this session. So let's say taking meeting notes, right? Earlier, how many of you have used this Otter? Otter. So yes, Abhijit has used, and anyone?
I'm using granola right now.
Great. So every time it used to happen. So if you're running an engineer, if you're an engineer running an engineering company, not a brick and mortar, I'll come to brick and mortar also in terms of what's happening, because the challenge or the opportunity with Nagpur is you've got a cosmopolitan, heterogeneous group. And if you take on one thing, the other audience would say, "Yaar, ye to boring session tha. Mere kaam ka nahi tha," right? So now I run an engineering company, right? A tech company. So it starts with a morning meeting. The tech people call it Scrum. They call it stand up. 15 मिनट में आपको करना है. But आप छुट्टी पे हो, आप बाली में हो, आप right? आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हो, आपको है ना करना नहीं है मीटिंग. तो what you do, you take a AI platform called Otter. क्या है Otter? It sits on the top of your meeting, Google Meet या Zoom call में, and it will take notes. And then same logic. After that meeting is done, you can go and talk to Otter. अपने कन्वीनियंस में बीच से वापस आ गए, आपसे पूछ लिए, भाई आज अजय ने क्या काम किया? It will give you an answer. Correct? So that way things have become interactive. So one simple, powerful thing. Now imagine this putting in everything that you do. Correct? Imagine I put a CCTV camera here and there are a bunch of people working on something. Let's say this is a factory shop floor. What I'm trying to do is to tell you the tool and give you some meta knowledge about it, how you can get it implemented or build a tool. It's a factory. I want to check what each one of you is doing. Right? कैसे करूं मैं? आके सब केस में देखूं, आप बोलेंगे यार ये तो खड़ूस बॉस है, हम पे भरोसा नहीं करता है. So with the computer vision, it understands what each one is doing, right? You put it in a workflow, you check the output, if it is a computer wala output, so you check it, correct? So these kind of tools people are building, right? And this Otter is one such tool which you can put it on the top of a video call, correct? And see what has happened. Ajay ने कुछ बोला, संजय ने कुछ बोला, ये मैंने कर दिया, ये मैंने नहीं किया, and then go back and get a list of things that has not been done. And then you can have a conversation. Ajay bhai, आपने तो नहीं किया. This was the goal that you had said, correct? This is how I'm using Otter. So just a quick demo.
Hey, Otter, can you summarize what we discussed last time? Sure thing, Amanda.
So what happened? You had a meeting. That meeting became very interactive. Is it making sense, guys? I mean, you can now have a conversation not with that person. आप अजय को पूछे भाई तुमने क्या किया दिन भर में, कोई काम ही नहीं किया, तो ऐसे पूछने की जरूरत नहीं ना. You don't want to. So अजय से यार ये मेरा बॉस बहुत खड़ूस है, भरोसा ही नहीं करता है, सुबह पूछ लिया मेरे से, रोज सुबह पूछता है काम करता है कि नहीं, रोज काम करता हूँ ना मैं. So you have sophisticated that, right, with the meeting notes, and then that is available for conversation. Okay? Because you don't want to shout 100 people on the call, 50 people on the call. Okay? That's one tool. The other tool, I'm using a combination of videos also to understand, make it more interactive, not keep it boring. So how many of you have used a tool like ClickUp? Right? I'll tell you, these are fundamental foundational problems which we all have. Right? And there are toolings available in the toolkit. Use them, make your productivity. It's a very simple, intuitive tool called ClickUp, not Jira, Asana, where you can set up boards. सबकी एक्टिविटीज दे सकते हैं, टाइमलाइन दे सकते हैं, क्या करना है दे सकते हैं, करेक्ट. एंड दिस टूल एक्जिस्टेड बिफोर जनरेटिव एआई, बट नाउ विद जनरेटिव एआई इट गिव्स यू द कैपेबिलिटी टू हैव अ नेचुरल लैंग्वेज डिस्कशन. आप उससे बात कर सकते हैं ना. पहले कोडर्स चाहिए थे आपको बनाने के लिए, तो नाउ यू कैन हैव अ कॉन्वर्सेशन. दैट इज द पावर ऑफ अ जनरेटिव एआई. You can talk in your own language. Of course, that multilinguality, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Savarakya, that's little away, but you can start having a conversation and you can start tracking them. That is the AI layer that everyone is now building on the top of all the tools. Right? So you can try these kind of tools. ClickUp is available, free hai, free users hai, but advanced functionalities you need to pay. Making sense? Shall I leave this for some of the marketing stuff? Coding. So how many people code, by the way? Good number. So there are tools now to code. आपको सिर्फ इंग्लिश भाषा में बात करनी है, natural language में. You get a code. What kind of code? Code for a website. Right? What other ways you should take things? Right? Code to automate small functions. You can code, right? Codex, Windsurf. There are also tools like content generation. How many? We'll go to the content generation and then come back to these tools. Of course, I'm not showing the video of that tool. So demo videos हम बनाते हैं, ठीक है ना? छोटे इवेंट वीडियोस बनाते हैं. अब ये इवेंट हुआ, किसी ने इवेंट शूट कर लिया, बना लिया, कहीं दिखा दिया. Right? Today, all of that is a prompt away. Demo video, launch video, correct? How many of them? Many of BO3, for example. Right? I'll give you one of them, but there are so many tools. Happy to discuss on those tools. These are just again a prompt away. You just have to give a prompt and it generates a video. Okay? So let's see maybe one of them. There are a lot of video tools available. If you pick there is VO3, Google ka VO3 hai, which are human realistic, right? So what it does, you can create a whole movie out of it. आपको specific photos अलग-अलग direction में आप photo ले लो, you put it and give a prompt what you want to get out of it. Imagine a Hollywood movie, Bollywood movie, which you can produce in 100 crores to 500 crores, can be done in under 1 crore. Under one. Look at the kind of disruption that is happening. 100 crore की चीज 1 करोड़, 100 crore की 2 साल की मूवी 1 हफ्ते में भी बना सकते हैं. So it is not incremental innovation, it is disruption. Right? You can write down this is an older tool, Pika is an older tool, Pika.art, but you got tools like BO3, you got tools like Sora, you got tools like Link. Initial free credits मिलते हैं आपको. Try it out, give a prompt, go home, write a prompt, give your picture, give someone a picture, right? छोटे ads बनाने हैं आपको. Imagine how you made ads, small intro, 1 minute के ad. It used to take किसी को फोन करते एजेंसी को वो एक 10 दिन 15 दिन 1 महीना लगातार 30 40 50 हजार लगाता है चार्ज करता है, nothing less. All this is possible today with these kind of tools, right? And there are a bunch of other things that you can do, right? Of course, we use common tools and trying to get into some of the tools like content generation, Jasper, just write it down, great tool. And these tools are very easy to use, guys. Go there, right? Sign up and start using it. Few credits are available, no one is charging you, right? Then there's a tool called Phrase, there's a tool called Story Lane, there's a tool called Consensus. Good. Let's come to some domain specific things. How many of you are into manufacturing? Manufacture. So we have a very heterogeneous audience here, right? The biggest disruption. So this year is called the year of physical AI. 2026 is called the year of physical AI because what happened earlier in the last 3 years is conversation. People started using the conversation for largely marketing. Correct? What kind of marketing? Generate a content for my LinkedIn post. Then they said generate an image for my post or an advertisement. Then they said create a video, right, for my marketing material. Then they started using, people have started researching on healthcare. People started using for education use. And there are so many use cases and we'll have a glimpse of it one by one. But then they said that why can't we integrate in a machine environment? In a machine environment, what will happen? You got an assembly line. Can I automate it with AI? Is physical AI. Robots existed earlier, but they were specific robots doing one specific thing. But what if you could give an intelligence of an AI? What if you could prompt it out that you have to do this? What if you can build a small language model to do the whole shop floor activity? And so सोचने की जरूरत नहीं कल लेबर आने वाला है कि नहीं. Everything is automated. Let's take a small tour of how this is getting used.
Industrial enterprises use physical AI to automate physical work. Physical AI embodies robots like self-driving cars that safely navigate the real world, manipulators that perform complex industrial tasks, and humanoid robots who work collaboratively alongside us. Plants and factories will be embodied by physical AI, capable of monitoring and adjusting its operations or speaking to us. NVIDIA builds 3 computers to enable developers to create physical AI. The models are first trained on DGX. Then, the AI is fine-tuned and tested using reinforcement learning physics feedback in Omniverse. And the trained AI runs on NVIDIA Jetson AGX robotics computers. NVIDIA Omniverse is a physics-based operating system for physical AI simulation. Robots learn and fine-tune their skills in Isaac Lab, a robot gym built on Omniverse. This is just one robot. Future factories will orchestrate teams of robots and monitor entire operations through thousands of sensors.
So 2 things happened here. Very simple. I mean, so first you created a digital twin. What's a digital twin? What exists in the computer, for lack of words. उसी में आपने सारा planning कर लिया. You simulated a situation where you don't have to invest in a robot to make it first, right? You simulate in a virtual environment and do everything, and then produce it into a robotic SLM LLM, right? This is the future of manufacturing, my friends. And this is going to democratize manufacturing. If we thought India is cheap in labor, that arbitrage is going to go off. Because China and India were the manufacturing hub, right? If you have this kind of manufacturing, if this kind of automation is going to happen, and if we are thinking about expanding our factories, we should definitely consider physical AI. Where all can I integrate AI in the assembly line? Think about workflow as an assembly line. वो भी workflow है. आपने यहाँ से input कुछ डाला, raw material, वहाँ से output निकला.
Sir, how much would be the investment for having a?
No, you're absolutely right. These are right now very large investments. But large scale ke liye, it is very practical, but not for small scale. You're absolutely right. Human will always be cheaper today in India than a small.
US is incorporating it quite a bit, especially human robots. As bunch of these car factories, Amazon warehouses, they're using it.
Amazon is using, Tesla started using, right? Larger factories, it makes huge sense. But even then, it is now very costly. But it is going to, in the future, you will have inferencing on CPUs, not GPUs. So there are a lot of dynamics there. And GPUs are very costly, correct?
Industrial.
Right? What does it do in simple words? First is it perceives certain things. And it puts reasoning, cognition to that. And it understands, executes, and learns, embodies. So this is a simple cycle, right? You look at it. That's how you learn. You look at it, right? You perceive, you put a logic to it, and then you execute it. Right? Another example, maybe execute this. Right? Coming to agriculture. So what all can you think about? Yeah.
I have a question. Since for the previous one that was covering, you said that the AI practically learns from the data and then the digital twin simulates whatever it is to be done and then tries to optimize it.
Right.
But what if the data is in itself inefficient or
Correct.
it's not up to the mark? How will you make it more efficient?
You are absolutely right. There are 3 pieces to AI. And all the answers I try to give grounds up so that it is logical and we start thinking about it. There are 3 components to building something. One is the data, as you rightly, right? Another is the model, right? Third is the GPU infrastructures. These are the 3 building blocks. Of course, there are other layers also. You can dissect AI in a different way, application layer, fine-tuned model level, foundational model level, infrastructure. That's another engineering way of looking at it. But to answer your question, data, model, GPU, infrastructure. If the data itself is faulty, what will happen? So first thing, if you want to build something, you have to work on the data, right? If you want to teach the model something, you have to work on the data. But in the physical AI, it is going to have data as well as observe the workflow. But by and large, you need a good amount of data. For example, languages. Right? There's an entity called Bhashini, Government of India. So there in Bhashini, you can have translation. Usko Marathi, Telugu, Tulu, Kannada.
The work that you're doing is most relevant to this answer, so you
Right.
can actually share that example.
Thank you. So thank you for permitting me.
Please.
So भाषिनी अलग अलग भाषाओं में कैसे बताएगा डेटा देना पड़ेगा. सिंपल आंसर, कुछ समय पहले तक क्या होता था, गूगल अभी भी होता है, गूगल का जब अपन लोकेशन देखते हैं तो टर्न राइट महात्मा गांधी रोड, ऐसा सुना होगा आपने, ऐसे ही सुना होगा, बिकॉज लोकलाइज नहीं है, डेटा गलत है, फॉरेन डेटा है, फॉरेन वॉइस डेटा है. द वर्क दैट वी आर डूइंग नाउ इज वी आर बिल्डिंग इंडियाज लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल. इसका मतलब क्या है, डेटा मॉडल जीपीयू. अभी जीपीयू तो हम बना नहीं सकते, कोई बना नहीं रहा इंडिया में. देयर आर कंपनीज लाइक कृत्रिम वो ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड, बट दे हैव नॉट बिल्ट इट येट. द चिप इज नॉट देयर. तो एनवीडिया चिप है, पीछे थोड़ा सा आते मॉडल. अभी मॉडल किसने बनाया, राइट? Any model that you know, AI models, LLM, just give free flowing. There's no right or wrong answer, guys.
What is there?
Correct.
OpenAI is
Correct.
GPT 5.2 is there.
Correct. OpenAI है.
Amazon Nova is also there.
Correct. There are open source models.
Sure.
There are closed models. OpenAI is a closed model. मॉडल अवेलेबल नहीं है आपको, आप सिर्फ यूज कर सकते हैं.
Hugging Face.
सो लामा है, करेक्ट. लामा इज अ ओपन सोर्स मॉडल. तो इंडिया ने क्या बनाया है बताइए तो. अभी इंडिया का कोई मॉडल है क्या?
Kritriam was producing an AI model.
Any other answer? So I'll go back and forth. Okay, I've got another 10-12 minutes. There is a GPU infrastructure and infrastructure around it. On the top of it, you build a model like Llama. Llama is an open source model. And on the top of the Llama model, you have pre-trained and fine-tuned a model. उस मॉडल को ट्रेन किए किस पे? आपके डेटा पे. आपने जो बोला ना डेटा, उस डेटा पे ट्रेन किए. उसके ऊपर एप्लीकेशंस बना. एप्लीकेशंस कुछ भी हो सकता है. एग्जांपल जोमेटो भी हो सकता है. जोमेटो यूजेस AI now. So the irony is we have not made GPUs. We have not made model also. Kritrim is not a model. Kritrim uses Mistral family model. Mistral is a French equivalent of Llama. Mistral family of models. Kritrim uses Mistral model. तो मॉडल नहीं बनाया कृत्रिम ने. हमने चिप भी नहीं बनाया, मॉडल भी नहीं बनाया. डेटा भी हमने नहीं लिया. 3 लेयर है. आई एम गोइंग बैक डेटा मॉडल. डेटा भी कृत्रिम ने क्या किया? कृत्रिम इज एन एग्जांपल, राइट, नॉट टू बी कोटेड. उसने इंटरनेट को स्क्रैप किया, विकिपीडिया को स्क्रैप किया और उसको ट्रेन कर दिया. तो आप कुछ ही क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं तो वो इंटरनेट का जवाब देता है. So what we are doing in Bharatiya GPT, Immverse has a product called Bharatiya GPT. We are building a foundational model, which is very hard, on our own data. तो हमने सोचा हमारा डेटा कहाँ पे है? मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स पे. अभी मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स को हमने ये सोचा पहले ऐसा करना चाहिए यार, बहुत अच्छा आइडिया है. तो हम गए मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स देखने के लिए. मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स अवेलेबल नहीं थे, फटे हुए थे, टोन थे, एक लाइन है उसके बाद फटा हुआ है. सो दैट्स अ मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट रिलेटेड चैलेंज. फिर हम पढ़ने गए, अच्छा मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट मिल गया सर, वी गॉट लकी. हाउ मेनी मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स आर देयर? 1 crore, नॉट इन इंडिया, इन 50+ कंट्रीज. तो वी लुक्ड एट मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट. ये कौन से भाषाओं में है? पहले तो भाषा और लिपि, देयर इज अ स्क्रिप्ट, देयर इज अ लैंग्वेज. तो इट वाज इन देवनागरी, वी अंडरस्टैंड, बट खरोष्टी ग्रंथ, शारदा ब्राह्मी, तमिल ब्राह्मी, राइट, देयर आर हंड्रेड्स ऑफ देम. फिर हम ये तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, एक्सपर्ट मूडी लोग ही नहीं. So we are solving this problem, creating a new data set. Today the discussion in the AI world is data is finite, data is over now. So that's the discussion. Existing data जो finite है, all the models have built it because GPU खरीद लिए, मॉडल बन गए. अभी क्या करेंगे? डेटा पे ट्रेन करेंगे. So what is your mode or differentiation? Nothing. डेटा इंटरनेट है, सबके पास है. GPU सबके पास है, जिसके पास पैसा है. मॉडल अवेलेबल है. So there is no differentiation in any LLM, and that is the reason when we use different LLMs, you get the same kind of response. Not same response, same kind of, because data is same, model is same, GPU is same. So we thought about it not in this depth 3 years back, but we are also becoming wise over time. So we are building world's first LLM based on manuscripts. But ये क्यों करना? ये तो वही बात होगी ना, 60 साल के बाद मंदिर जाएंगे हम लोग. So we said there are hundreds of domains like Ayurveda, like Ganit, like architecture, Sthapatya, Kala, you name it, which has a practical application today. How do I build a Kailash temple today? Is given in the manuscripts. In those how do I build perfumery better than French? There's a Gandha Shastra. It is written. Lot of innovations are written. But हमको समझ में नहीं आया क्योंकि वो स्क्रिप्ट में लिखे हैं, संस्कृत में नहीं. स्क्रिप्ट में हमको लगा वो संस्कृत में लिखा है, लैंग्वेज में नहीं. It is written in some, not Latin and Greek. It is written in Sharda and Kharoshthi. Both are it's Latin and Greek. So we are trying to solve this problem. We are fairly successful in a lot of things, but a lot of work to be done. Okay, so thank you for that. So coming back to the domain specific, agriculture में क्या कर सकते हैं? What I'm trying to do, guys, is this an entrepreneurship forum? I'm trying to give a mindset of an entrepreneur. अभी agriculture 98% of the छिड़काव that you do is eaten by humans. तो आपने क्या किया? Insecticide खा लिए. So if you can have a model which targets only the insects, you save 98% of the insecticide. You end up building a nation which is cancerless. AI application. And obviously there are a lot of AI application to predict the pricing, predict the rainfalls, correct? Build a model which predicts how much production has happened, demand, supply. So you can have a whole range of AI use cases, not just conversation. Okay? We will go deep. Then only we will be deep tech companies. And these deep tech companies from this can happen from this particular cohort or group. And possible है ना, AI इसी के पास खेती है. Build a model around it, right? Save, not only you save money, we talked about cost optimization. You can talk about building something new. In the future, you will have drones, air taxis, correct? These have to be powered with AI. You can't have a 4 or 5 airlines taking off from an Nagpur airport, right? You need to have, and there will be millions of them. We talked about autonomous cars. India में autonomous cars चल सकते हैं क्या रोड पे? You need a complex algorithm. Right? Humans ही तो नहीं चल सकते, गाड़ी इधर उधर से लग जाएगी, right? Bombay, Bangalore, Delhi. So what can you build? And all of this is possible, guys. You can also build a tech around, a layer around AI, and some automobile company will take it over. Right? Tata बनाइए और you can sort of integrate education. Imagine talking to Alan Turing to learn AI. Imagine talking to Maharishi to learn write manuscripts or something. Imagine talking to Steve Jobs to learn entrepreneurship, design thinking, right? I'm skipping these. Yeah. Healthcare, what can happen? You've got trillions of cells, right? You can have small nanobots programmed to kill the pathogen, to kill the cancerous cells or the toxins. Your life expectancy will go to 500 years, really speaking, because our body is all toxins, right? But there are also companies like Path AI, pathological interventions are there, right? Agentic AI, someone said, told about agentic AI. So suppose you want to book a ticket. Earlier, you made a call to your agent, बोलते थे भाई यहाँ से एक Bangalore का ticket book करो. Then you started using Make My Trip. Now you just have to build a agentic AI yourself. वो ढूंढेगा, scrape करेगा, सबसे सस्ता वही ढूंढेगा, वही करेगा, और आपसे सिर्फ OTP मांगेगा. That is what is agentic AI. अभी हमने ये लिए, उसका स्क्रीनशॉट लिए, बुक किए, पैसे भरे, right? What if you just tell on a prompt that I want to go to, let's say, Davos, for example, and it gives you on this date, right? And gives you the cheapest. You don't have to verify. You just give an OTP. And this application, agentic AI, last year they said last year was the year of agentic AI. Think about agentic AI. Think about automating. What is agentic AI? It's an agent. आपका एक एजेंट है, जैसे ट्रैवल एजेंट है वैसे एजेंट है. I'm trying to bring it to ground zero. So what can an agent do for you? Right? Real estate में agentic AI हो सकता है. Scrape all the lands issues there, right? Available if you want to buy land. Correct? Lot of data is.
Now plant wala. I'm into plant.
Okay, now you're, we can, we'll think about some agentic application there. Correct. So let's quickly see this and maybe.
Agentic AI changes how businesses use data to make decisions. In just 3 days, Vast built a sales research AI agent using the NVIDIA IQ blueprint and its accelerated AI data platform. Using Nemo Retriever, the platform continuously extracts, embeds, and indexes data for fast semantic search. First, the agent drafts an outline, then taps into CRM systems, multimodal knowledge bases, and internal tools. Finally, it uses Llama Nematron to turn that outline into a step-by-step sales plan. Sales planning that took days now starts with an AI prompt and ends with a plan in minutes. With Vast's accelerated AI data platform, organizations
Yes, you can think about automating almost anything. The same approach that we find. So here we are at a stage of AI, then you'll have artificial general intelligence where they say AI will think and behave like humans, and then superhumans is artificial special. Thank you. Thank you for being such a great audience. I think I have taken about 40 or 45 odd minutes. Happy to have a Q&A. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And sit there.
Yeah. Right.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
So what will be the environmental cost of AI, given that a lot of data centers are required for that? Will it be positive in the whole run, I mean, ultimately, or it will be disastrous?
Huge disastrous. So
Disastrous.
So just to put things in perspective, we will have an electricity shortage because of AI. AI is an electricity guzzler, and that's the reason why when you put a data center, you also think about. So for example, Google is now building, power.
Hyderabad.
Not only Hyderabad, all over the world they are setting up power centers, right? Few gigawatts. OpenAI is building few gigawatt scale power generations.
All the solar, also.
Nuclear.
I mean, everything.
Okay. Okay.
Hybrid. The other thing is about the water. Right? For example, if you are using 10, if you query 10 questions
Yes.
on any platform, Gemini, ChatGPT, how much water would be required?
Why should it use water?
Exactly. क्या बात कर रहे हैं? 1 liter of water.
1 liter.
How?
जो
Data centers need coolants.
Oh.
I have
तो हम already इतने सारे tipping points cross कर रहे हैं climate
Exactly.
change के, तो अब क्या होगा?
Exactly. I have seen few data centers and I've seen the coolants, large coolants myself. 10, let's say ChatGPT queries is 1 liter. No, this is not 1 liter. This is 1 query. 1 query. Itna funny. Do you know what is happening right now? Now the next set of data centers, abhi samajh mein aaya, are getting built near the shores, ocean shores. Harness wind power, and harness water for coolants.
Thank you.
Every innovation has a price to pay.
This has a huge price to pay. Yes.
Since you're using agentic AI that you showed us, there's a huge issue with AI hallucination, wherein it just assumes that data that isn't there to begin with. So if you ask it to book your tickets to say Bangalore, it'll assume that there's a flight via Abu Dhabi that goes to Bangalore and then it'll book you on the wrong route. How do you, by developing an LLM, tackle that?
Right. So hallucination, what does hallucination mean? Let's understand in simple words. So generative AI predicts the next token, right? We've seen token is a word, character, word, image, picture, video, or route. In this case, the route, correct? But with the agentic AI, you can orchestrate and build right? It is not, you can put a orchestration saying you pick it up from these particular websites. So there's no question of hallucination there, right? Make my trip and bunch of other things, right? You can define it. The targets can be defined, but there is a hallucination when you get into building something. For example, so there are less likely chances that can be solved. But I'll tell you my example of hallucination. So we built a Bhagavad Gita GPT, like a small language model. The initial days of experimenting, it created new mantras. And हमको मंत्र ने पर मंत्र बिल्कुल पढ़ सकते थे उसको. It made sense. But it was not the mantra that we were asking. And then we had people look at it. There are 700 shlokas in Bhagavad Gita, and the Vidwan said this shloka doesn't exist in Bhagavad Gita. So this kind of hallucination happens.
How can you tackle it? That's the thing.
No, you're absolutely right. So you have post-processing technologies available, right? In an LLM, like you said, think about it as a pipeline, right? You get a manuscript, you get an output, you get the output through an LLM, but you can have a post-processing prompts and checks that would help get the right mantra in this case, token in this case.
So, are you doing?
Yeah.
Like can it physically clone? For example, instead of one clone like of mine sitting here, one clone doing the jungle safari, one clone everywhere, is it possible? Is that you let your imagination run wild?
Absolutely possible. Absolutely possible. What do you need to embody? That you just need the body.
Yeah.
Everything else is, for example, your voice. If I hear your voice, I say, hi, I know you. Right? You have to ask questions, you have to respond like human. Possible, it's already possible right now. Right? You just need a body. That body could be a robotic body. So not one, there could be many digital twins of yours.
So it means I can sit at home and attend multiple workshops at the same time.
Physically also.
Yeah, I'm sitting at home.
Not just virtually. No, I'm saying physically also it's possible.
Okay.
Virtually the possible hai. There are a lot of tools available where on a Zoom call, you have your virtual clone sitting, sipping coffee, chai, and having a conversation. वो already है. That's already launched. मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि physical AI के साथ में आपके जैसे एक नहीं, हजार नहीं, चिट्टीस होंगे.
Actually, this idea came to mind because when I was a child, there used to be a television series in the name of Star Wars.
Correct.
So there was a very famous statement, beam me up, Scotty. The main protagonist of he used to say something, and then it was like time travel that Scott used to appear in the spaceship. So that's the reason I asked this question.
So during COVID, I have two sons, you mentioned. So they said, Appa, don't go to office. Let Appa, we'll build Appa robot and they will go to office. So all this year we are going to see in these 1 or 2 years.
Right. Are there any other AI platform which you are using currently apart from these which you showed in the slide?
There are hundreds of them. Every week, there are at least 100 platforms. I mean, it is humanly impossible.
For hiring and production.
How do you
There are so many.
do you want to track all of them?
Now practically impossible to
Every day morning, you get with the fear of missing out. Not on FOFO also, fearing of finding out.
Can you tell any other platform in AI to increase efficiency in hiring and production, specifically which we can start using from now?
I think the way I would like to answer this is all the hiring platforms are now automated with AI. You don't have to go to an AI platform to do it. You think about any hiring platform which you are currently using, right? It's AI infused now. It's just a query away. Everyone has sort of gotten into this.
And for production?
What production?
Means to increase our efficiency in production, is there any AI tool which we can
Production
use?
means shop floor production.
Yes, shop floor production.
It would depend
Planning, anything related to it in manufacturing, which we can be able to use using this AI.
I won't have an answer.
Any of these Kanban tools that were mentioned, I think any of them suffice for that. There are more, like several, depending on very
Very
specific.
specific use case. It will be very difficult for me at least to answer a specific generic, but specific to your case, there will be lots of them.
Okay. I think we'll pause in the interest of time. We have one more session to go, and Rama sir also has to pause some other engagements.
Yeah, I will have to take your leave, guys. I have someone waiting for me in the office, and then I have to go back tomorrow morning. Thank you for being such a great audience. Thank you. Thank you.
Feeling a little fancy model. This has been a fascinating session and we really enjoyed. I mean, like, now I can visualize a few things.
That's the whole idea. How do we get hooked to getting on to?
So we are halfway there, and I'll request Anita ma'am to please pass on a memento to Rama sir.
Thank you.
Much once again.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. I'll.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Sure, sir.
I'm taking my.
Yeah. And I'll request Pratik to please take over for the next part of the session.
Thank you. I miss your session. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Alright.
Hi everyone. Can you see this and read it clearly?
Yeah.
Perfect. Hi. Good evening. My name is Pratik Rajurkar. I am from Nagpur, a Nagpur boy. Studied here till 12th grade, then did my engineering. Then I became a school teacher, and I've done industrial engineering. So I don't have a computer science background. I don't know how to build AI systems. But जब chat GPT आया, that is when I started getting interested in how AI works. And now, during my discussion with you, we are going to focus a lot on practical aspects, tools जो आज आप घर जाके शाम को use कर सकते हो, and techniques जो आप use कर सकते हो. So I come from a very application oriented lens, and that is what I do in my company as well. So I'll just quickly walk you through what I do. I run a company called Polymath here, and I work with enterprises. So we work with large enterprises, banks, financial institutions, NBFCs, and we work on driving AI adoption and AI-driven workflows. So largely हम लोग अभी 4 use cases पे काम कर रहे हैं. One is how do I build efficiency in frontline sales teams. जो मेरे लोग field में जाके sell कर रहे हैं, how can I help them become better? Information चाहिए, data चाहिए, how can I help them do that? Second is operations. मेरे पास बहुत सारा invoices आता है, operational data आता है, तो हर बार मेरा आदमी कोई बैठ के वो invoice system में enter कर रहा है. Can I use AI to do that? That is one of the problem statements we are working on. Third is compliance, क्योंकि हम लोग बैंक और regulated industries में काम करते हैं, तो RBI का नया guideline आया. So what is the compliance that किसी बैंक के employee के उसका implication क्या है? That is what we are working on. And lastly, enterprise search. You have chat GPT for everything else in the world, but खुद के कंपनी के डेटा के लिए हमको अभी भी जाके फोल्डर के अंदर ढूंढना पड़ता है, अरे वो एक्सेल फाइल कहाँ गया, वो पीपीटी कहाँ गया, वो पीडीएफ कहाँ गया. How can I bring that to your company? So these are like 4 use cases that we are working on. That's about me and my background. We will keep it very interactive. Okay. My first question to all of you is, आप लोग में से जियो कितने लोग यूज करते हैं? Give me a quick raise of hand.
Jio phone.
Jio for your regular mobile या घर पे fiber. Jio network, right? One thing that you have to do right now, or maybe after this session, is go to My Jio app. उस पे एक ऊपर ऑफर आता है, अगर आपका 350 से ज्यादा अगर रिचार्ज होगा, तो मैं बहुत प्रैक्टिकल चीज बता रहा हूँ, ठीक है, करना ही है सबको. उस पे आएगा कि जेमिनी प्रो आपको 1.5 साल के लिए फ्री है. सब चीज साइड में रखिए और वो ऑफर क्लेम कीजिए. इट्स वर्थ 35,000 रुपीज एंड मोर. आपको 2 TB डेटा मिलेगा and you will get access to Gemini, Flow and everything. And what all can you do with it is what we'll try and touch base today through the session. Okay, so please definitely do that. And if you have Perplexity ka bhi offer hai, and ChatGPT in India for all Indian users, it's free for the first year. ChatGPT Go naam ka plan hai. Get that. Do not leave any money on the table. 100% ये सारी चीजें ले लीजिए, क्योंकि इससे आपका efficiency 100x हो जाएगा. Like my entire business works on this. मुझे enterprise sales कुछ नहीं आता था. मैं सब ChatGPT से सीख के we are negotiating 5-figure, 6-figure contracts now. सब उसके भरोसे चल रहा है. So what is today's session going to be like? We are going to touch base on 5 A's of marketing. क्योंकि marketing theme है. Center marketing के around करेंगे. And we can keep talking about multiple use cases. If there are use cases about hallucination, कोई और technical questions है, I am more than capable of answering them. I just can't build it. So I can answer all your questions. I'll not be able to help you build any of it. So I looked at Philip Kotler's 5 A's of marketing. किसी भी marketing funnel में सबसे पहले होता है कि मुझे awareness build करनी है. I want to create awareness about my company, my product. Also, sorry, before I get into this, one caveat. For business owners, use this space as a thought partner. For all those who are students or entrepreneurs also are business owners. For students, use this space as concept tools मेरे काम आएंगे. Because you have to know these tools. Else you're not employable. Trust me. किसी कंपनी में जॉब मिल जाएगा, करियर बहुत अच्छा नहीं होगा. So definitely get a hang of what tools are we talking about और क्या techniques discuss हो रही है. So I see a few students, that's why that's the broader caveat. Let's first talk about awareness. When or how does a customer learn about my company? मैं exist करता हूँ यहाँ नागपुर में बैठ के मैं कुछ बना रहा हूँ. ये मुझे अगर US sell करना है, यूरोप sell करना है, how can I use AI tools to make that happen? So that is the first thing that we are going to talk about. Second is going to be appeal, which is customers understanding what do you do exactly. पहले तो उसको पता रहना चाहिए कि आप exist करते हो. Polymath है नागपुर में, या Micropro नाम का कंपनी है, या Arco Life Sciences है. ये सारे मेरे फ्रेंड्स के फादर्स के कंपनीज है, तो इसलिए मैं नाम ले रहा हूँ उन सबके. Lack of a better example. How do I really get my customer to understand मैं करता क्या हूँ? मेरी वेबसाइट बन गई है, and 80% अगर हम लोग अभी भी वेबसाइट खोलेंगे, even for best companies out of Nagpur, they are very tacky. Sorry, but I'm not going to mince my words. We don't design for international audience, क्योंकि हमको वैसा टैलेंट नहीं पता है, हमें वैसा एक्सपोजर नहीं है कि क्या एक हाई क्वालिटी वेबसाइट हो सकती है. आज वो एक्सपोजर का प्रॉब्लम ही खत्म हो गया है. You need just one tool to get this done. ठीक है. Third is ask. What is your customer looking for? वो जो भी सवाल पूछ रहा है, क्या आपके वेबसाइट पे उसका आंसर है? क्या आप उसे वो आंसर प्रोवाइड कर पा रहे हो? Simplest way to do that is a chatbot on your website. Do you have an AI chatbot on your website that is your chat GPT on your website? कि मैं अगर आता हूँ, अच्छा क्या बेचते हो भाई, तो मुझे मेरे सारे SKU के वो आंसर दे पा रहा है. Is it able to tell me based on my grounding कि मैं कहाँ सप्लाई करता हूँ, मेरे केस स्टडीज क्या है. So I'm going to take an example of a box company, cardboard box manufacturing की कंपनी का हम लोग आज एग्जांपल लेंगे और कुछ चीजें बना के देखेंगे, कुछ चीजों के एग्जांपल्स मैं आपको डिस्क्राइब कर दूंगा. Last is act, which is your customer making the buying decision. That is not something that we are going to dabble a lot in, क्योंकि उसको तब तक सारा इंफॉर्मेशन मिल गया है to make that buying decision. And the last is advocate. When your customer becomes your champion, तो ये कैसे करें हम लोग? क्या tool use कर सकता हूँ मैं यहाँ पे augment करने के लिए ये process? ठीक है? That's my broader flow. Let's get down to the first part. नया business शुरू किया है मैंने cardboard boxes manufacturing का. I want to make or get discovered at scale by people across the country or the world. What are some channels जहाँ पे मैं discover हो सकता हूँ? Let's talk. We are all business owners, many experienced business owners in the group, and many who are starting up. मेरे जैसे. तो नया कंपनी शुरू किया है. आज मैंने ऑफिस शुरू कर दिया है, प्राइवेट लिमिटेड रजिस्टर कर दी. मुझे पता है, मेरे फैमिली को पता है. उसके बियॉन्ड हाउ डू आई गो?
Google business page.
Google business page, that is first. Why would somebody come looking for me?
They are just searching and
They are just searching. So that is something called as SEO. मुझको इतना डेटा डाल के रखना है मेरे पेज पे कि SEO ऑप्टिमाइज हो जाए. More avenues, yes. Targeted ads, social media. I have to invest. Are there organic ways of people reaching me? Yes.
Through website.
Through website, that is again blogs.
Yeah.
There are lot of forums. ठीक है. आजकल बहुत सारा धंधा हो रहा है. मैम ने Reddit का नाम लिया था. I was thoroughly impressed, ma'am, before this discussion. Reddit is a hotbed of commercial activity. People are constantly talking on Reddit. They are asking questions. कि अरे ये कहाँ मिलता है, वो कहाँ मिलता है, ये क्या हो रहा है. Second is Twitter. Third is obviously LinkedIn. Are we utilizing these channels? And these are all B2B channels. तो एक तो connect request बनाओ और भेजो. So अभी मैंने B2B business शुरू किया है. मैं किसी business को sell कर रहा हूँ. तो मुझे, if I'm manufacturing cardboard boxes, my natural customers would be somebody who's manufacturing a snack, somebody who's manufacturing, say, big industrial equipment, yeah, boxes, yeah, shoes. So I want to reach out to them. The first tool I want to talk to you all about, and just let me connect to the Wi-Fi. Some of these are going to be paid, but some of these are going to be completely free as well. I hope this works. Okay. So सबसे पहला tool that I want you to all make a note of is called Dripify. DRIPIFY. ठीक है? This is your sales automation software. तो जब भी कोई नया business शुरू करता है, nobody is going to come looking for you. You have to go to people. यार मैंने नया शुरू किया है, right? What Dripify does is, आप LinkedIn पे जाओ और there is a very simple YouTube video of how to use Dripify. कि मेरे कौन business leads है, filter करके उसको सिर्फ list देनी है. Dripify क्या करता है? आपके LinkedIn के साथ join हो जाता है और automated campaign शुरू कर देता है. So रोज वो 25 लोगों को add करेगा as your connection. If they accept your request, then it will automatically send a message to them saying, hey, I am Pratik, I have started Boxes & Co. and I am trying to explore partnership. Would you be free for a call? That's it. रोज 25 लोगों को अगर मैं भेज रहा हूँ, by the end of 1 month, how many people am I reaching? Easily 750 without breaking a sweat. खुद 25 लोगों को रोज मैसेज करने का ट्राई करके देखो. It is 3 hours of your time at the least. अगर आप distract नहीं होते हो तो. मुझसे तो कभी 25 कंप्लीट ही नहीं होता है. And I've done this the hard way. मुझे नहीं पता था ये टूल अवेलेबल है, ये एग्जिस्ट करता है और ये पुराना टूल है. ठीक है? It costs some 30. This costs money. But then instead of paid ads, focused investment is much better. So this is the first tool I want you all to make a note of. पूरा कंटेंट उसकी वेबसाइट पे ही दिया हुआ है, कैसे यूज करना है. बिल्कुल इसमें जीरो कोडिंग रिक्वायरमेंट, जीरो अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ मुझे कोई फैंसी टेक्नोलॉजी कुछ नहीं. आपके पास लिंक्डइन अकाउंट चाहिए और आपको बस पता चाहिए आपको किसको बेचना है. दैट्स इट. 2 requirements. So this is the first.
हमारे तो कनेक्ट से उन्हीं को बेचता है
नहीं,
कि
पूरे ग्लोबली आप ढूंढ के निकालेंगे कि आपको किस टाइप का यूजर चाहिए. जैसे मुझे चाहिए शूज मैन्युफैक्चरर्स इन Uttar Pradesh. Maybe on LinkedIn there are like 2000 people with that description. To reach those 2000 people, it is impossible for me. So with this, I can do it. And I don't even need a paid LinkedIn account for it. Otherwise, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is 8,000 rupees per month. You don't need that. You can do it with a free LinkedIn account. You just have to pay them whatever एक connection का और उसका monthly subscription है. ठीक है? Good products come at a cost. So I am from that India where I represent कि यार अच्छा product है ना, पैसे देने पड़ेंगे. So that is first tool that I wanted to talk about. Now let's go back to the drawing board. Second thing अब मैं करने वाला हूँ, I'm going to start monitoring my social media. मैं सोशल मीडिया पे चेक कर रहा हूँ, रेडिट पे, ट्विटर पे कि लोग कहाँ बात कर रहे हैं शूज के बारे में, क्या कंप्लेन कर रहे हैं, या व्हाट आर दे लुकिंग फॉर, या बॉक्सेस के बारे में. नाउ सिंस माय कंपनी इज बॉक्स कंपनी, आई एम गोइंग टू ट्राई व्हाट D2C फाउंडर्स आर फेसिंग अ प्रॉब्लम विद ऑन रेडिट, ऑन ट्विटर, ऑन देयर व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स. वहां से जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स आ रहे हैं, आई वांट टू स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग कंटेंट बिकॉज़ समबडी सेड माय वेबसाइट नीड्स टू बी रिच, आई नीड टू शो अप ऑन गूगल. ये तभी होगा जब मैं खुद वो कंटेंट क्रिएट करूंगा. सो वन वे इज राइट ग्रेट ब्लॉग्स. जीपीटी डज इट फॉर यू, तो हमको खुद को करने का वैसे भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ता है. सेकेंड थिंग इज क्रिएट ग्रेट वीडियोस. नाउ व्हाई डिड आई आस्क यू टू डू द जियो वाला थिंग इज बिकॉज जियो मुझे पैसा नहीं दे रहा इस चीज का, बट आई वांट टू शो यू. सो टुडे मॉर्निंग आई वाज ट्राइंग टू डू दिस. अगर yeah, so this is my, so there is a tool called Google Flow, जो Google VO बोलते हैं ना, जो AI वीडियो मॉडल है. अगर आपको एक पूरा, किसी ने हल्कू वाले वीडियो देखा? हाँ, हल्कू रे कैसा करता है रे, वो वाला. I started using YouTube to find out कि बनते कैसे हैं. बिल्कुल कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, इस पे बना रहे हैं लोग. एंड दैट इज हाउ आई रियलाइज कि यार ये बहुत सही टूल है और फ्री में अवेलेबल है. If you are on a pro plan, you get 1000 credits a month. One 8-second video is 10 credits. तो 30 सेकंड की रील काटनी है तो 30 क्रेडिट जाएंगे. महीने में 30 रील काट सकते हो आप. 30 reels a month. You can make without spending a single rupee outside. Now this is my board वाले अंकल, sorry बॉक्स वाले अंकल. ये मैंने सुबह बनाया आज. So I gave them a story कि मुझे boxes के बारे में वीडियो बनाना है. I am going to start a YouTube channel and a Instagram page, क्योंकि आजकल सब कुछ YouTube और Instagram पे बिक रहा है, because that is how people discover you. And I want to talk about the difference between a bad quality box and a good quality box. मेरी तो सही में बॉक्स की कंपनी है भी नहीं. जीपीटी ने बताया कुछ तो 4-5 चीजें, उससे स्क्रिप्ट बन गई. वही स्क्रिप्ट मैंने वीओ में डाल दी, इसमें फ्लो में, and this is the outcome that had come. Just I'll play.
दूसरा नहीं, अंदर होता है. पेपर डेंसिटी अलग.
Sorry, just let me check if my sound is connected.
डिजाइन अलग, ग्लू और जॉइंट क्वालिटी अलग. दूसरा नहीं, अंदर होता है.
Sorry, I have to plug this in.
डिजाइन अलग, ग्लू और जॉइंट क्वालिटी अलग. दूसरा नहीं, अंदर होता है. पेपर डेंसिटी अलग, ग्लू डिजाइन अलग, ग्लू और जॉइंट क्वालिटी अलग. दूसरा
You see, there is a character consistency in both scenes. There is a background consistency in both scenes. दोनों अलग-अलग
ये दोनों बॉक्सेस बिल्कुल सेम लग रहे हैं, सेम साइज, सेम प्रिंट, बट एक बॉक्स डिलीवरी सर्वाइव करेगा, दूसरा नहीं. ये दोनों बॉक्सेस बिल्कुल सेम लग रहे हैं, सेम साइज.
फिलहाल इसका प्रॉब्लम ये है कि 8 सेकंड का बनाता है, तो आपको 2-3 साथ में बैठ के पेशेंटली 15 मिनट में बनाना पड़ेगा. But imagine the alternate cost is me hiring a person, setting up a camera, doing all of this. It's a 3-day task. I can spend 15 minutes. I think that should be okay. Good trade-off. And I can do that for multiple use cases. So Boxwala was one, so it gave me options as well. So it depends on how and what you want, how rich your prompt is. All this again, how to write a good prompt, available on YouTube. और सिंपली गो टू चैट जीपीटी एंड से मुझे रील बनानी है, मुझे उसके लिए वीडियो बनाना है, मुझे उसका प्रॉम्प्ट लिख के दो, दैट्स इट. I have seen people who do not know English write it in Hindi and get a very good outcome and are doing this professionally. So language, ma'am said Japanese, Latin, not a problem. हिंदी आती है हिंदी में करो, इंग्लिश आता है इंग्लिश में करो, मराठी, गुजराती, बंगाली सब में कर लेगा. All major Indian languages it will understand. So that's the first part that I wanted to touch base.
Can you see the prompt?
Yeah. GPT generated prompt है.
Okay.
Hyper realistic video of a ये सब मैं लिख ही नहीं सकता. This is Chat GPT ने बताया, मैंने copy paste कर दिया.
Where have you written this?
Sorry.
Where is it written? This website?
This is Flow.
This flow.
Yeah. मैंने Google GPT पे यहाँ पे video ideas for packaging. So मैं आपको मेरा prompt बता देता हूँ, ठीक है? Help me come up with video ideas for corrugated box manufacturer. I want to be top of the funnel video, my ICP, my website. फिर उसने कुछ आइडिया बताया, मैंने उसमें से 2 आइडिया सिलेक्ट किए. उसके नीचे बोला अच्छा कैन वी मेक दिस इनटू 24 सेकंड क्लिप विद 3 सीन, क्योंकि मुझे पता है 8 सेकंड की बन रही है. तो उसने मुझे ये बना के दे दिया और मैंने इसको बोला ओके इसमें CTA चेंज कर दो और इसका प्रॉम्प्ट अच्छा बना दो. प्रॉम्प्ट अच्छा बना के हमने GPT में डाल दिया, फ्लो में डाल दिया. Very simple, not complicated at all. Simple for us to do. So that was step 1, which is awareness. Now, same funda you can do for images. Now, if you like an image, again, this is a very Google Gemini Nano Banana नाम का एक उसका. So Gemini में अगर आप जाते हो, मैं आपको टूल ओपन करके दिखा दूंगा, ठीक है? और मेरे पास एक नॉन बिजनेस एग्जाम्पल है, बट मैं आपको दिखाता हूं. So I have this friend, ये मेरा co-founder है. तो उसके पापा रिसेंटली नगर सेवक बने. तो मुझे ऐसा उसको मजाक उड़ाने के लिए बनाना था कि तू ब्लैक शर्ट में और गोल्ड की चेन पहन के घूम रहा है. नाउ इमेजिन अ बिजनेस यूज केस. मेरा मॉडल है, मॉडल ने एक कपड़ा पहन के रखा है, मुझे उस पर दूसरा कपड़ा ट्राई कराना है, ठीक है? मैंने एक फोटो शूट कर रखा है, मुझे उसको चेंज करना है बैकग्राउंड. व्हाट आई से, मेक हिम वेयर ब्लैक शर्ट एंड वेरी थिक गोल्ड चेन लाइक सम पॉलिटिशियंस इन इंडिया वेयर. This is the output. I literally had to not do anything. And this you can do in multiple fashion. आप अगर आपके दिमाग में एक आइडिया है कि I want my ad to look a certain way, उसका पेपर पे ड्राइंग कर लो, वो ड्राइंग का फोटो खींच लो, बोलो इस एड को इस तरह से स्ट्रक्चर कर दे. So that also works. And very simple आपको इंस्ट्रक्शन देना है. Which photo? How do you want it to look? You can change the character, you can change their clothes, you can change their background. All of that can simply happen. That is the second use case. So you can generate not just videos, but you can generate images. You can generate audio. If you are into podcasts and stuff like that, आपका audience अगर podcast सुनने वाला है, तो आप audio भी generate कर सकते हो. So that's going to be a very strong use case. Now let's come to second part. First is awareness. मुझे लोगों तक पहुंचना है. सेकेंड इज मुझे अपील क्रिएट करनी है ताकि लोग मुझे एक क्रेडिबल रिसोर्स की तरह माने कि हाँ यार ये बॉक्स अच्छा बना है, इसको डब्बों के बारे में पता है. अब मैं वो क्रेडिबिलिटी कैसे एस्टैब्लिश कर सकता हूं? हाउ कैन आई एस्टैब्लिश क्रेडिबिलिटी? आई एम अ न्यू प्लेयर. एनी आइडियाज? हाउ वुड यू एस्टैब्लिश क्रेडिबिलिटी?
Talk about the subject in depth.
Lovely. Perfect, sir. Talk about the subject where my customer is talking about it. So there is again Reddit, Twitter, bunch of places where my people are talking, or forums like this. Fora में तो आपको invite होना पड़ता है. Reddit, Twitter accessible है, democratized है, कोई भी जा सकता है, आपको connection की जरूरत नहीं है. लेकिन Reddit पे डब्बों के बारे में लोग बात कहाँ कर रहे हैं और कितनी कर रहे हैं. Again, I'll have to give 6 hours of my day to just find that topic, find the gyan out of it, come up with a response and give them a response. How can I improve that? So there is a tool. There are a bunch of tools like this. मैं एक का example ले रहा हूँ. Gumloop नाम का एक tool है, ठीक है? Again, an AI powered platform. Gumloop के भाई बहन और 2 टीम टूल है. एक Zapier है, एक NA10 है. ये सारे जो tools है, these are workflow tools. I think Rama sir was talking about workflow बहुत बार. कि step 1 step 2, step 3, step 4. चाय बनाने का workflow is पानी गरम करो, चाय पत्ती डालो, दूध डालो. Everybody knows workflows. How can I automate some of my workflows? That is where tools like Gumloop, Zapier, NA10 come in handy. ये सारे पुराने tools थे. Gumloop नया है. NA10 और Zapier तो बहुत पुराने tool है. बहुत बड़ी companies है. But they've started at, sorry? Relay, Make, bunch of them. Now they've started adding AI inside it. पहले आप ये सब नहीं कर सकते थे. तो ना अभी क्या होता है? आपको उस पे ये Webflow नाम का company, a very big software company, that's a case study that I've quoted here. What they did was they added their Reddit accounts, their Reddit channels to Gumloop ka workflow. So what it does, goes on Reddit, finds out all the keywords that are important. Gumloop is website design. So they look for website, design, webflow. ये सारे keywords को वो search करता है. उससे related सारा content scrape करके लाता है. आपको summarize करके बताएगा कि लोग पूछ क्या रहे हैं. आपको summarize करके बताएगा कि लोगों की complaints क्या है. What people want. Based on that, you can then create your own content खुद से बैठ के या use AI to create that content and post बाद में on the same platforms. 6 hours का काम cut down into less than an hour every day. So you can do focused outreach, focused credibility building. That's one way of doing it. Second is creating very high quality landing pages. And this is a problem that I have with a lot of businesses, including my own companies. मेरा खुद का landing page मैं अभी आपको ज्ञान दे रहा हूँ बहुत खराब है. तो ये मेरा बहुत ऐसा sore point है कि यार इतना बेकार क्यों है. So I have to go and fix it. That is my weekend project. But there is a tool and there are many tools like this. If you are using ChatGPT, वो भी आपको कोड दे देगा, Gemini कोड दे देगा. अगर आपको पूरा का पूरा वेबसाइट बनाना है, ठीक है, क्या होता है, ChatGPT से यूज कर लिया, क्लॉड से यूज कर लिया, तो आपको कोड मिल जाएगा, बट आपको होस्टिंग वगैरह फिगर आउट करना पड़ेगा, जो हम नॉन टेकीज को थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट पड़ता है. तो मैं प्रेफर करता हूँ ऐसी जगह जहां पे मैं बना दूं, अच्छा दिखे, बिना कोड लिखे और होस्ट भी हो जाए. So there is a tool called Framer. What I did was Framer पे आप जा सकते हैं. I do use my company's other website is Framer. Framer पे मैं गया, ऐसा ब्लैक सा स्क्रीन आता है, वहां पे there is an option called आप आपका prompt दे दो. तो मैं वहां गया, अगेन उसको बताया मुझे एक लैंडिंग पेज बना के दो, मेरी डब्बे बनाने की कंपनी है. And what it does is it does not wait for me to write anything. It will create an entire landing page for me, including the copy. And a very high quality, which is mobile optimized, tablet optimized, and website optimized. आपको एक भी और ये बनाना फ्री है. You don't have to pay a single rupee to make it. अगर आपको फ्रेमर से ही होस्ट करवाना है, तो आपको थोड़ा कॉस्ट देना पड़ता है, which is again some 600-700 rupees a month. लैंडिंग पेज के लिए नॉट बैड एट ऑल. 700 रुपए तो मेरी वेबसाइट बनी पड़ी है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. एसईओ भी ऑप्टिमाइज हो जाता है. If this opens up, I would have loved to show this to you. I'm not on lovable as well. Yeah. Okay. So उसने मुझे images नहीं generate करके दिए, but custom packaging built for scale, reliable corrugated solutions for modern business. And not just one page. It is giving me the home page. It is giving me product capabilities. Why industries किसको मैं serve कर रहा हूँ, पूरा detailed website बना के दिया. And I just wrote one simple prompt for this. बाकी सब खुद ने assume कर लिया और बना दिया. And I have the complete control from query को मेरे को question करना है. So I can just simply double click on it and type it, change. कुछ कोड लिखने का जरूरत नहीं, कुछ नहीं, आपको सिर्फ वहां पे जाके देखना है. और यहाँ पे इमेजेस अपलोड करने तो आपके कुछ खुद के इमेजेस होंगे तो आप अपलोड कर सकते हो. राइट में एक इमेज अपलोड ऑप्शन आ जाता है. यू विल स्टार्ट प्लेइंग विद दिस प्लेटफॉर्म. वेरी सिंपल. लर्निंग कर्व 1 घंटा. 1 घंटे में आप सीख जाओगे. विद इन 90 मिनट्स आपकी वेबसाइट लाइव हो जाएगी. वेरी सिंपल. क्रेडिबिलिटी.
Can I link some other, suppose I'm dealing in the X product and that is again sold by other websites where they are having good videos of that.
हाँ.
So can that be linked to the interface?
वहां पे कहीं ना कहीं यहाँ पे लिंक के ऑप्शंस रहते हैं. तो हाइपर लिंक कर दीजिएगा कोई भी बटन पे या फोटो पे, तो आपको यूट्यूब पे लेके जाना है, यूट्यूब पे चला जाएगा, एम्बेड करना है, एम्बेड हो जाएगा, सारी चीजें होती है. These are all international, very standard products. Yes.
Will it be a static one or a dynamic interface will be there?
What does dynamic
Static.
mean?
So I'll be having some backend over there. And I'll be dealing with those functionalities. So is it capable of doing that part as well, or we have to do it at?
नहीं, so if you want to do blogs and stuff, CMS basic landing page के लिए सही है. अगर आपको वेब पे पूरा सॉफ्टवेयर डालना है तो उसके काम का नहीं है.
No, I'm just asking about the website only.
हाँ, डेटा तो आप डायनामिक कर सकते हो. CMS रहता है इस पे, कंटेंट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम रहता है. आप आपका कंटेंट अपलोड कर दो, वहां पे हो जाएगा. Yes.
So if I have a website which is highly SEO optimized,
Yeah.
if I'm coming on a first page or second page anyways,
हाँ.
now I want to redesign it.
हाँ.
So we'll take that same data of SEO optimized and put it in this website.
नहीं, आपको खुद को डालना पड़ेगा वो.
Okay.
Yeah. ये वाला थोड़ा टेक्निकल सवाल है. I am slightly out of depth for this. ठीक है, that's not my core area of expertise. That's why I won't commit. लेकिन मुझे पता है कि कंटेंट आ जाएगा, आपको खुद को डालना पड़ेगा बस. Yeah. I don't know how much of a hit will it take on your website, but I don't think it should, क्योंकि URL is same, content is same. थोड़ा backlinks break होगा तो शायद hit हो सकता है. So that's my concern. But just consult some professional. There are many people who are doing this as their full-time job.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the second thing I wanted to talk about, which is credibility building. कहाँ गए हम लोग? Okay, here we are.
Will this
Now-
help SEO optimize?
Yes, it has an option. It automatically optimizes for certain keywords. But अगर आपको और करना है तो you will have to start putting more content. उसको rich आपको बनाना पड़ेगा. Out of the box basic SEO optimization होता है. Third, so SEO optimization में आपका layout वगैरह देखता है ना, वो सारी चीजें इसमें हो जाती है. Third important thing is asking. How can I ensure that my customer really knows the answer to any question that he has? मेरे वेबसाइट पे भी आ गया. पहले क्या किया हमने, बता दिया कि यार मैं जिंदा हूं, मेरी कंपनी है. सेकंड में मैंने उसको मेरे वेबसाइट तक ला लिया. अब थर्ड, कस्टमर वेबसाइट पे आ गया और पूछ रहे हैं यार तुम डब्बे तो बनाते हो, तुम मिठाई के डब्बे बना सकते हो क्या? That's the question that somebody is asking. Now, as a business owner, मेरा मोबाइल नंबर वहां दिया है, ठीक है, लेकिन मैं एयरप्लेन में हो सकता हूँ, मैं सोया हूँ, बिजनेस ओनर यूरोप में है, मैं इंडिया में हूँ, कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया, can't reach. Can I have an omnipresent chatbot or any system that answers the questions? So on every website, as a standard design template, सबके पास रहता है query submission form, है ना? आपका नाम बताइए, आपका ईमेल बताइए और उस पर क्वेश्चन डाल दीजिए. I don't know कितने लोग वो देखते हैं, कितने लोग कॉल बैक करते हैं. ठीक है, आपने खुद ने भी डाला होगा, barely कभी आता है. Such a bad experience है. इतना पॉजिटिव लीड आ रहा है, उसको तो कन्वर्ट करना ही चाहिए अपने को. वेरी हाई इंटेंट लीड. हाउ डू यू डू दैट? अगेन यू कैन यूज गमलूप, Zapier, N8N. उस पे गूगल फॉर्म या जो भी फॉर्म है आपका, उससे आप आपका ईमेल लिंक करके रख सकते हो, बीच में एक AI की लेयर. अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट द क्वेरी इज. सामने वाले ने भर दिया मेरा नाम प्रतीक है, pratik@email.com एंड आई एम कॉन्टैक्टिंग रिगार्डिंग बॉक्सेस फॉर स्वीट्स. मैंने मेरा अपडेट कर दिया. फॉर्म जैसे ही सबमिट हो जाता है, what it will do is it will understand what my question is. It already knows my business क्योंकि मैंने query prompt में सब बता रखा है. It will draft an email and send an email on my behalf. I have to connect my Gmail or any email provider. So the moment you click submit, within 15 seconds an email is in your inbox. आपने अगर कोई नया ऐप डाउनलोड करते हो, नए ऐप पे हम लोग सब्सक्राइब करते हो तो हमको जल्दी ईमेल आ जाता है. Why can't we do that for our businesses? It's not rocket science. They are developing teams. There are no code, and none of this is a coding tool. All of these are no code tools. मुझे coding नहीं आती. So you simply have to sit, connect three things कि आपको Zapier में login करना है, उसमें बोलना है Google Form select करो, Google Form पे मेरा email attach कर दो, उसका वो मुझे बोलेगा पासवर्ड डाल दो, मैं डाल दूंगा, हो गया. जब भी Google Form में नया entry आया, it will send an email back with whatever response I want to say. Fairly straight and simple. So now, any question that my customer is asking or even thinking about, I am getting in his inbox, shows very strong proactiveness. उस पे आपका लिंक डाल दीजिए कि मैं कॉल्स के लिए कब अवेलेबल रहता हूँ, कैलेंडर वाला या कैलेंडली वाला लिंक, जो भी आप यूज करते हो प्लेटफॉर्म. गूगल पे भी आजकल आता है कैलेंडर पे. लेट देम बुक अ टाइम विथ यू, गेट ऑन अ कॉल, कन्वर्ट करो. चलो, ये हो गया कि आई एम आंसरिंग. व्हाट इफ आई डोंट वांट टू आंसर बट देयर आर जनरल क्वेश्चंस कि उसको खरीदने का इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, अभी थोड़ा टॉप ऑफ द फाइनल क्वेश्चन है. कि बक्से से बड़े बनाते हो क्या, मिनिमम ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी कितनी है आपकी, मुझे सैंपल दे सकते हो क्या, ऐसे सारे सवालों के लिए आई कैन हैव अ चैटबॉट ऑन माय वेबसाइट, सेम अ चैट जीपीटी वर्जन बट ओनली ऑन माय डेटा. So it does not hallucinate, it does not give answers out of scope. There are chances of gaming this system, but that is also becoming less and less so. A lot of customer support, if you see now, especially the ones I have experienced are on Amazon and on my Geo platform, are AI customer support. कि मैं कुछ भी क्वेश्चन पूछूं वो समझ लेता है और मुझे सपोर्ट दे देगा. It will give me an answer. Why should it not be on my website? chatbase.co नाम का कंपनी है, नो कोड प्लेटफॉर्म. आप जाइए, आपका कंपनी का जो भी ब्रोशर होगा, पीडीएफ होगा, वेबसाइट का डेटा होगा, अपलोड कर दीजिए. इट विल ओनली आंसर फ्रॉम दैट डेटा एंड इट विल गिव यू ऑल द लीड्स कि लोग सवाल क्या पूछ रहे हैं, लोगों के प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है, व्हाट आर द क्वेश्चन दे आर आस्किंग. एनीथिंग दैट यू कैन नॉट आंसर, add more data so that the next time it can be answered. That's the third stage. Fourth is reducing buying friction. ठीक है, इसमें तो ऐसा था कि एक्ट में कि अभी मेरा उसको पता है मैं क्या कर रहा हूं, हमारी बात हो गई है, उसको खरीदना है बस आके मेरे साथ. ठीक है, आई हैव हैड अ कॉन्वर्सेशन विद हिम, नेगोशिएशन का एक फोन कॉल वगैरह हो गया और मैंने उसको काफी सारा डेटा दे दिया है. वन थिंग दैट आई हैव स्टार्टेड सीइंग इन अ लॉट ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर सेल्स इन यूएस, जो हम लोग नहीं कर रहे हैं, इज डील रूम्स बना देते हैं वो लोग बड़े अकाउंट्स का, कि मैंने आपको एक ब्रोशर भेजा, एक पीपीटी भेजा, एक प्रपोजल भेजा, एक स्कोप ऑफ वर्क डॉक्यूमेंट भेजा, एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भेजा, सब कुछ भेज दिया. अब उसके पास 50 ईमेल हो गए उस चीज के, तो कहां से ढूंढते बैठेगा. सो व्हाट डू यू डू इज यू मेक अ स्मार्ट फोल्डर आउट ऑफ इट और उसको फोल्डर का लिंक दे दो. द सिंपलेस्ट स्मार्ट फोल्डर टू यूज टुडे विच इज फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट इज नोटबुक 11. गूगल का प्रोडक्ट है, वेरी सेफ सिक्योर. इट इज टेक्निकली यूज्ड फॉर एजुकेशन एंड लर्निंग, बट आप आपका सारा डेटा उसमें अगर डाल दो और आपके कस्टमर को पूछो एनी क्वेश्चन रिगार्डिंग द डील, प्लीज गो टू नोटबुक एलएम एंड आस्क. वो वहां पे क्वेश्चन पूछेगा, आपको लिटरली नोटबुक एलएम क्या क्या बना के देता है. आई विल गिव यू अ क्विक ग्लिम्स. आई डोंट नो इफ यू यूज नोटबुक एलएम, क्रेजी टूल अवेलेबल फॉर फ्री.
प्राइवेट भी होना चाहिए.
सॉरी,
प्राइवेट भी होना.
नहीं नथिंग, आई डोंट नो.
सफारी ट्रैफिक ब्लॉक कर.
ठीक है, सो ट्राई नोटबुक एलएम, वेरी चिल. इट ऑल्सो क्रिएट्स, अगर आपने डील के डॉक्यूमेंट्स डाल रखे हैं तो आपके डील का वीडियो बना देगा, उसका एक ऑडियो ओवरव्यू बना देगा. इट विल डू अ लॉट ऑफ फैंसी स्टफ. टेक्निकली इट्स मेड फॉर लर्निंग, बट यू कैन यूज इट इन बिजनेस कॉन्टेक्स्ट. व्हाई नॉट? फ्री है, व्हाई शुड वी नॉट मेक यूज ऑफ इट? लास्ट इज सर मेंशन्ड अबाउट ऑटर. ठीक है, वाटर का बात किया, ग्रनोला का बात किया, हम लोग ग्रनोला का बात कर रहे थे. दीज आर ऑल मीटिंग के नोट टेकिंग टूल्स. आपके मोबाइल पे भी हो जाते हैं वैसे. सो इफ यू डू इन पर्सन मीटिंग, आप इन पर्सन मीटिंग में भी ऑटर या ग्रनोला शुरू करके फोन पे रख सकते हो. वो सबका आवाज सुन लेगा, उसके नोट्स बना देगा. व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज यूज दोस नोट्स एंड कन्वर्ट इट इनटू अ प्रेजेंटेशन. सिंपल, जेमिनाई पे जाइए, उस पे बोलिए मुझे प्रेजेंटेशन बना के दो. अगर मैं जेमिनाई पे जाके प्रेजेंटेशन बनाने बोलता हूं, ये मेरा बॉक्सेस एंड कोकस में, मैंने अगेन टू शो दिस डेमो व्हाट आई डिड वाज आई क्रिएटेड अ फेक ट्रांसक्रिप्ट ऑफ अ कॉल बिटवीन मी एंड माय कस्टमर, और मैंने कस्टमर का ट्रांसक्रिप्ट उसको दे दिया ऊपर. फेक कॉन्वर्सेशन ट्रांसक्रिप्ट कि अरे मैं यूके से क्लाइंट हूं, मुझे ये सब चाहिए. और मैंने जेमिनाई को बोला भाई मेरे को इसका ना एक स्लाइड बना के दे दो हमारे कॉन्वर्सेशन का. सो जैसी मीटिंग खत्म हुई, मीटिंग खत्म होती मैंने उसको पीपीटी भेज दी कि भाई हमारी बात क्या हुई. क्या प्रोफेशनल लगेगा सोचो. If I have had this conversation 15 minutes back and my prospect gets a deck designed only for him within 15 minutes of the call, that's insane. चलो मैं दूसरे जगह दिखा रहा हूं. मैंने यहाँ पे भी
ब्राउजर चेंज करना. सफारी बट इज ब्लॉकिंग.
नहीं है, मैं गूगल फ्री वाला इज ऑन दैट. तो जब भी खुलेगा, कैन आई जस्ट गेट माय फोन, आई थिंक दैट विल हेल्प. Sorry. Yeah, so this is my boxes and coca proposal. When it opens, I'll quickly show that to you as well. आइडियली क्रोम वगैरह में ना यहीं पे बन के आ जाता है, तो आपको दिख जाएगा, आपको एक्सपोर्ट टू स्लाइड करने का जरूरत नहीं। क्या अभी इसमें लोगो वगैरह उसने अपने आप से बना दिया कुछ तो, बट जस्ट दिस इज द प्रेजेंटेशन एंड this captures what the requirement is, the solution, production capability. Give 10 minutes, edit it cleanly, send it. You did not have to work to create this PPT. And it's a decent PPT. Like I've had an experience making very complex medical topics के ऊपर PPT using Gemini, and it did a flawless job. 40 पेज का डॉक्यूमेंट दिया था, बोला था कि so one of my friends is a डॉक्टर एट एम्स एंड शी वांटेड टू टेक अ क्लास एमबीबीएस के बच्चों का, तो उसने 40 पेज का डॉक्यूमेंट दिया, उसने बोला जेमिनाई को कि इसका पीपीटी बनाओ, इट शुड बी अ 2 hour लेक्चर, एवरी इंपॉर्टेंट डिटेल इंक्लूडिंग पिक्चर्स वाज एडेड, पिक्चर तो पीडीएफ में था भी, सो यू कैन डू वेरी रिच वर्क इफ यू सेट योर वर्क फ्लोस। सो टूल्स से ज्यादा, टूल्स अगर आप देखोगे तो एक दो ही है, जेमिनाई यूज कर रहा हूँ या चैट जीपीटी यूज कर रहा हूँ, टूल्स नहीं समझ, टूल्स इज passing by. Understand कहाँ use हो सकता है and identify those opportunities, because that is going to be the alpha that you create for yourself. Last, I will just touch upon, so उससे PPT बन गई. Last is advocate. Get your customers to talk about your product. That's again, you will have to nudge them, request them. लेकिन अगर किसी ने बोल दिया कि यार अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था, कॉल पे भी बोल दिया, तो you can make a case study out of it. So use that opportunity, और case study आप जितना आपके वेबसाइट पर डालोगे as a B2B industry, as a B2B business, उतना ही benefit है. Like there are many more experienced people. I am just starting out in B2B और मुझको पता है कि मेरा first case study लाने के लिए मैं तो रो दिया. But now that first case study will get me like 4 more accounts, because that case study is going to drive my business. So that's the last bit. So these were a few tools that I wanted to touch base on. Few techniques. I hope it added some value. We'll get the floor open. Any questions that you have, I'm more than happy to answer.
So the name of that chatbot was chatbase.co.
Chatbase.co. A bunch of tools that offer, Indian companies also that do that.
You can sit here and.
Sure, open up for Q&A.
Multiple prompts you wrote were on Flow website, you're saying, right?
Flow पे मैंने सिर्फ वीडियो जनरेट किया.
So what do we have to write to reach to that website?
Google Flow.
Google Flow.
तो पहले आ जाएगा.
Okay.
Labs.flow कुछ तो ऐसा वेबसाइट है उसका.
Okay.
उस पे आपको एक्सेस मिल जाएगा. Even without your Geo offer, you will get 100 credits free. Everybody gets 100 credits free. वो आप आज से ट्राई कर सकते हो. And उसका प्रॉम्प्ट मैंने चैट जीपीटी में बनवाया था कि मुझे ऐसा ऐसा कुछ आइडिया है, उस पे मुझे बना के दे दो. As first trying to make a हल्कू वीडियो, वो बना नहीं मुझसे. They've banned it now. They don't allow. मैंने हल्का ट्राई किया, मैंने Iron Man ट्राई किया, they've banned that now.
Marvel copyrights.
I also tried Modi ji, that also got banned. ठीक है. Yes, sir.
For every type of prompt that you put on Gemini or say ChatGPT, there has to be a certain, I would say vocabulary involved for optimum output. So how do you I'm not a person who has done any AI, like generative AI course or something.
Yeah.
So for somebody who's starting off like off the hook,
yeah,
how would you, what kind of vocabulary should we use so that we get the optimum results?
So if you're going to use for personal use and business use as an assistant, Chat GPT use करने वाले हो, Gemini use करने वाले हो, Claude use करने वाले हो, तो please do not pay anybody for any prompting courses. क्योंकि आप कुछ बोलोगे वो आंसर देगा, you know if you like it or not. So you can always say, नहीं अच्छा नहीं है दूसरा दे, right? Prompt engineering forces are really important for people who are building products. So मैं अगर company के लिए, जैसे मैं बैंक के लिए कुछ product बनाता हूँ, it's important for me to understand prompt engineering. क्योंकि मेरा product मैं नहीं use करूँगा, 10,000 लोग use करने वाले. So for that, it's very important. Right now, nowadays, if you see my chat, and I'm very happy to show all of these, there are 2 lines. ये करना, ये करके देते. Then I read the responses and I say, ये अच्छा है, इसको elaborate कर. या इसमें आप वो ऐड कर दो. That is the, so you do a back and forth with your,
basically bounce off.
you bounce off ideas. You go work with your assistant, and that also starts understanding what you like and what you don't. So slowly it starts giving you responses in a way that are tuned to your personal preference. So no real, as an individual user, there is no real need to do a prompt engineering course. Yes, sir.
Yeah, which is the best one for images? If I ask Gemini to create something and to reduce some parts of it, it's not very good with it.
Gemini, select Nano Banana and select the version Pro in it. I think that's the best right now in the world, state of the art. No other tool, if it can't do it, then it's not possible that it will happen. Nano Banana Pro on Gemini, that's it. Hands down for images. Yes, sir.
For app building?
Claude, hands down.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to code, मतलब आपको app पूरा end-to-end बनाना है.
It's my manufacturing unit.
Sorry.
I have a manufacturing unit. So I was trying to make, even today morning, I was trying to make an app with integrated with Lovable and ChatGPT. So they sent me to Supabase, right? And from there I got stuck. Right. So I was not able to create an app later than that.
ये होने वाला है, ये थोड़ा सा होता है. I think Abhijit can talk more about it. मेरा expertise भी नहीं है, लेकिन एक Emergent नाम का tool है. Indian company, ठीक है? Literally परसों raised $70 million. Growing crazy, and they have INR plans also, because Lovable and all charge you $20 per month.
Yeah.
तो डॉलर्स के ऊपर और यूएस डॉलर का और पैसा कटता है, तो 2200 वगैरह जाता है. Emergent and Rocket are 2 Indian companies that are doing the same thing, vibe coding वाला फंडा, but they are cheaper. So they give you Indian option plans, and they will mostly, Emergent has its own DB also backend में.
Okay.
Yeah. So some level के, and they are doing some good work. So they are like a reliable company, बड़ा company.
Emergent, right?
Emergent.
Thank you.
Yes.
For what? Emergent for what?
For building your own apps. आपको खुद के apps बनाने, खुद का web app बनाना, tools बनाने हैं तो. Yes.
So I had a question for AI for education purpose.
Yes.
So basically, we have access to knowledge as a student.
Yeah.
But the data is unstructured, so I get overwhelmed. And secondly, the chatbot loses context after certain amount of chat.
Yeah.
And as you worked on like Shikha Labs, so I was curious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So दो चीजें. Break the data down in smaller chunks. ठीक है. First is अगर आपका are you studying right now?
Yeah. And last year.
Last year. तो subject wise notebooks बना दो उसके. ठीक है. Use notebook LM और chat GPT. Subject wise बना दो. And then keep giving context of what conversation. So it will start stacking memory. तो उसको समझ जाता है और उसका core जो है it stays constant. So you can use different notebooks. Don't make this is my पढ़ाई का notebook. Everything don't put in one. Make one for mathematics, make one for science, make one for social studies. मतलब मैं स्कूल के सब्जेक्ट के नाम ले रहा हूँ, मैं स्कूल टीचर था, मेरे को वही याद है, तो वो वाले ले लो. इंजीनियरिंग में भूल गया अभी, आते नहीं.
Thank you.
So you can do that.
Said something about auto-generate testimonials.
Yes.
So what does that mean actually?
सर आपका किसी क्लाइंट के साथ बात हो गया, नोट्स आ गए अपने पास, तो उसके नाम का टेस्टिमोनियल बना लीजिए. यूज चैट जीपीटी टू
Now this is AI.
हाँ.
So we can also have a testimonial Donald Trump and Narendra Modi recommending for business.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
Actually, a video. I mean, I can run it in the.
That's my challenge. There are challenges with respect to licensing. Trump, Narendra Modi ji ka.
I mean, no, it will not be in public domain. I can in my own.
बिल्कुल.
Yes.
अरे 100%. विश्वास करेंगे नहीं करेंगे, that's वो आपकी करने के लिए हो तो जाएगा.
Yeah, it's possible ना.
Possible.
Yes.
मतलब मैं बोलूंगा मोदी जी से मिल गया तो बोले चल यहाँ से, किसी को भरोसा नहीं होगा मुझ में.
No, but it's possible.
It is very much
It is
possible.
possible.
It is very much possible.
Whether people have faith in it or not is that second thing.
अरे sir, I think 2-3 weeks back I saw Modi ji shopping in some Indore का साड़ी का दुकान. Clearly, मतलब that साड़ी का दुकान वाला was very smart person. He figured out कैसे करते हैं and he got Modi ji to shop at his store. So that's how a lot of these deep fakes are being created. So that is very common. But yeah, अगर आप professionally use करना चाहते हो, that's a very different ballgame.
Like it's for amusing entertainment.
Absolutely.
Like within
बहुत.
the premises of the company.
Absolutely.
Grok had to actually stop people from doing it. Everybody was just doing that.
So there are a lot of ethical concerns also using this. So one aspect also is कि आप कितना copyright free काम कर सकते हैं, because then otherwise a lot of these things they turn up आप मतलब उल्टा आपके business को negatively impact कर सकते हैं कि जहाँ पे then you become open to lawsuits या lot of these things कि जहाँ पे आप famous characters use कर रहे हो और वो आपको commercial activity क्योंकि a lot of these tools इनका जो usage license होता है that is in most cases non-commercial license. तो आप non-commercial purposes के लिए कर सकते हो, commercial purpose जहाँ पे भी है तो it opens you up to legal cases as well.
So I think you mean I can create a birthday wish from I mean
Again, till a point, yes, you are not
purposes,
charging.
of course.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, तो जो आपने बोला उसी को थोड़ा क्लैरिफाई करना चाह रहा हूँ मैं कि अगर मैंने जेमिनाई को बोला कि मेरे लिए आप इमेज क्रिएट करो एंड मेक श्योर दैट इट इज नॉट इन्फ्रिंजिंग ऑन एनीबॉडीज कॉपीराइट्स, तो कैन आई बी श्योर कि वो जो अल्टीमेट आंसर है वो फ्री ऑफ एनी प्रॉब्लम्स है?
You cannot be sure, but how these legally are structured, most of these, so whatever generated output you are getting, if it is not a popular person's face, if it is an AI generated character, you have the license to use it.
Okay.
Copyright, so AI generated text pay, AI generated images pay, copyright is of the generator. It is not the company or the model. तो वो आपको दे देता है लाइसेंस कि आप यूज करो इसको, कोई टेंशन नहीं है. That's why a lot of companies are using it as their own commercial products के भी designs बनाने के लिए they are using it heavily. News anchors are using.
मेरे प्रोडक्ट के लिए जो इन्फॉर्मेशन यूज करना है वो पूरा दूसरे लोगों का वेबसाइट स्क्रैप करके
बिल्कुल
मुझे आंसर दे दिया और मैं उसको फ्रीली यूज कर सकता हूँ
100%.
ओके ग्रेट.
Yes, मैंने वैसे ही कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लिखे बहुत सारे.
Okay, I think there are a lot of questions that will come up. We can obviously take them post this session. So to close, we were missing a human today to close on the session today. जो आपको summarize करके दे, तो फिर हमने सोचा कि AI का session कर रहे हैं तो क्यों ना AI use किया जाए. So what I did was जैसे रामा सर ने एक बताया about Otter, वैसे ही similar एक tool है Granola करके, which is used for meeting transcriptions. So I used the offline version of that to record this entire 2-hour session on my laptop. उसने मेरे को पूरा transcript बना के दिया. Then I moved to ChatGPT and asked it to give under 2-minute audio or transcript in a English format with Devanagari. And then I'm right now on this tool called Sarvam, which is Indian AI. जिसपे आप वॉइस और ये इसके लिए यूज कर सकते हो. सो वी विल सी. सो मैंने दो टूल्स पे यूज किया, एक 11 labs है और एक सर्वम है. सो आई थॉट लेट्स ट्राई टू यूज द इंडियन वर्जन फर्स्ट. लेट्स सी द आउटपुट.
बड़े सवाल से हुई, एआई सिर्फ एक नया टूल है या एक नई इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन? कंक्लूजन साफ था, एआई इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन की तरह देखना चाहिए जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, कंप्यूटर्स और इंटरनेट से भी बड़ा इम्पैक्ट ला सकता है. जनरेटिव एआई को इस बदलाव का कोड बताया गया. ऐसे सिस्टम्स जो सिर्फ डेटा एनालाइज नहीं करते बल्कि बात करते हैं, समझाते हैं और क्रिएट करते हैं. यही वजह है कि एआई अब सॉफ्टवेयर से निकलकर फिजिकल वर्ल्ड में आ रहा है. फैक्ट्रीज, रोबोट्स, हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम्स और डिजिटल ट्विन्स तक. 2026 को फिजिकल एआई का शुरुआती साल माना गया. फिर बात आई इंडिया की यूनिक अपॉर्चुनिटी की. आज ज्यादातर एआई मॉडल्स एक ही इंटरनेट डेटा पर ट्रेन हो रहे हैं. इसके डिफरेंशिएशन मुश्किल. भारत का असली एज है उसका डीप नॉन डिजिटाइज नॉलेज, अलग अलग भाषाएं, मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स, ट्रेडिशनल साइंसेस. भारतीय जीपीटी जैसे एफर्ट्स का गोल है इस नॉलेज को अनलॉक करके यूजेबल एआई सिस्टम्स बनाना. सेशन का दूसरा हिस्सा सबसे प्रैक्टिकल था. बिजनेस में एआई आज कैसे यूज करें. कोटलर के 5A फ्रेमवर्क अवेयरनेस से एडवोकेसी तक के थ्रू दिखाया गया कि एआई पूरे कस्टमर जर्नी में फ्रिक्शन कैसे हटा.
Okay, I think it got stuck halfway. And maybe उसके लिए we can use the second part session recap.
सा सबसे प्रैक्टिकल था। बिजनेस में AI आज कैसे यूज करें? क्वार्टर के 5 एक फ्रेमवर्क अवेयरनेस से एडवोकेसी तक के थ्रू दिखाया गया कि AI पूरे कस्टमर जर्नी में फ्रिक्शन कैसे हटाता है। AI अब बिजनेसेस को डिस्कवर होने में हेल्प करता है। टारगेटेड आउटरीच, शॉर्ट वीडियोस, बेटर कंटेंट, वो भी बिना बड़ी मार्केटिंग टीम्स के। क्रेडिबिलिटी के लेवल पर AI क्लीनर वेबसाइट्स, शार्पर मैसेजिंग और कस्टमर कन्वर्सेशंस को सुनकर बेहतर पोजीशनिंग बनाने में मदद करता है। सबसे बड़ा शिफ्ट आया स्पीड में। लीड्स को सेकंड्स में रिप्लाई मिल सकता है। कस्टमर्स को आंसर्स चैटबॉट से मिलते हैं जो आपके ही डॉक्यूमेंट्स पर बेस्ड होते हैं, और मीटिंग्स के बाद प्रपोजल्स ऑटोमेटिकली जनरेट हो सकते हैं। डील मेकिंग अब ईमेल्स के पीछे भागने की जगह स्मार्ट AI एनेबल्ड स्पेसेस में हो सकती है। लास्ट में एडवोकेसी AI फीडबैक को केस स्टडीज, टेस्टिमोनियल्स और कंटेंट में बदल देता है, जो फिर मार्केटिंग में वापस फीड होता है। बॉटम लाइन, AI लोगों को रिप्लेस करने के लिए नहीं है। AI का असली काम है पूरा फनल स्मूथ करना, ताकि छोटे बिजनेसेस भी लार्ज एंटरप्राइजेस की तरह फास्ट, पॉलिश्ड और कॉन्फिडेंट दिख सके।
Okay, so sorry.
पढ़ के सुना रहा था।
So that was 11 labs. The first one was Sarvam AI, which felt more natural because English. Again, I think the difference जो हमने data के ऊपर बात किया, तो Sarvam is more Indian trained और वो Indian voices के ऊपर trained है, और मैंने उसमें specifically हिंदी language select किया, इसलिए it was much easier. With 11 labs, I used the multilingual format, जिसमें वो जैसे पढ़ के सुना रहा था, that feeling it gave. But this is the use, right? कि मैंने अभी 2 घंटे के सेशन को मैंने रिकॉर्ड करके उसको ट्रांसक्रिप्ट, उसका शॉर्ट नोट बना के ट्रांसक्रिप्ट बना के आप सबके सामने, दिस हैपेंड विद व्हाइल यू वर गिविंग लाइक डूइंग द क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर. तो इन अ मैटर ऑफ 5 minutes वी आर एबल टू डू दिस. तो that's the power. Again, आप किस तरीके से यूज कर सकते हैं, किस क्या यूज केसेस है आपके, किस तरीके से इंटेलिजेंटली यूज करना है, that's up to you. And I think today was a very interesting session around multiple of these tools and ये businesses कैसे बन रहे हैं. Obviously both Rama sir and Pratik here are doing some amazing work at a much higher degree, but they came here to come and break that down for all of us. So thank you to both of you. Deepak, would you like to close? Yes. Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'll invite Anita ma'am to please give a memento to Pratik.
Thank you so much, Pratik.
Thank you.
Very wonderful lecture.
तो आप सबको इस पसंद आया होगा ये सेशन. कंक्लूड करने से पहले मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा, आज यहाँ पे 3 मेंटर्स थे मेरे. मैं पिछले 10 साल से एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इससे काम कर रहा हूँ, और मेरा स्टार्टअप भी 10 साल पहले मैंने स्टार्ट किया. तो 3 पर्सनालिटी आज यहाँ पे थी जो गिवर भी है और लर्नर भी है, जिसमें सबसे पहले चेयरपर्सन जो हमारी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप फोरम की हैं, डॉक्टर अनीता राव जी. इनका गाइडेंस हमेशा हम लोग के पास है, और सी ऑल्सो लर्नर. ठीक है. दूसरे जो थे बिलिंग चित्तावा सर, जो अभी चले गए हैं, ही वाज द पास्ट प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ टायर. वी हैविंग अ सीटेक सोल्यूशन कंपनी जो एनर्जी सेविंग पे काम करती है. तो ये एज पे भी ये पोजीशन में जाके वो सीखना चाह रहे हैं, तो हमें हमेशा लर्नर रहना है. तीसरे जो रामाकृष्ण सर थे हमारे, जिन्होंने काफी बड़े बिजनेसेस मर्जर एंड एक्विजिशन में किए हैं, मोर देन 80 कंट्रीज में उनके बिजनेसेस रहे हैं. सो ही इज माय द्रोणाचार्य, आई एम हिज क्लब. तो इस तरह से बताना मैं चाहता हूँ ये कि फोरम, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप फोरम हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी एक्टिविटीज करता रहता है. सो आई वुड लाइक कि एवरीवन, तो आप इसका फायदा उठाएं. सो आई एम कंक्लूडिंग द सेशन. थैंक यू Pratik, thank you so much for giving us so wonderful information related to marketing with the use of chat GPT and other things. Thank you Abhijit, and thank you all of you for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.